All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trey Fam Podcast. I'm your host, Rashawn. If you guys haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. So if you guys know me, my favorite show of all time is The Boys. And I didn't think this was possible to have someone who was on the show. And she's so talented. She plays the character Hyperion, and she's here to talk about it today. Rafia, thank you for coming and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How excited are you to do a podcast like this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's been a ride. We're going to talk about it. Obviously, we'll get into all of it because it's still kind of unreal. A lot of it is unreal. But actually, you were, the way this podcast happened is you were one of the people who reached out to me among a few others, several others actually around the same time. And I was just filtering through everybody. And then I saw your message and I was like, okay, let me check it out. I checked out your profile and your page. And I saw that you had interviewed Sunny from Late Bloomer.
That was Sunny.
So I was like, so funny thing is like the moment I saw that, that you had interviewed Sunny, I was in. I was like, this is definitely, I don't know when I'm going to do this podcast, but this is going to be one of the ones I do because I absolutely love Sunny.
He's such a great person.
He is, you know what, genuinely like just such a humble, down to earth, super funny, not just on screen. But like in person, like when you meet him, he is like the character he plays on screen is who he is.
Who he actually is, yeah. Like,
maybe, well, he's actually a lot smarter, I would say. Like I know, not that Sunny, his character is not smart, but I feel like he's very, very, you know, he maybe tones it down a little bit as Sunny, the character on Late Bloomer, but like he's you know, like intelligent, he's funny, I'm totally sucking up. But no. So the reason I actually, so I was like, I'm doing it because, and funny thing is I've only met Sunny twice ever. Yeah. And both times on set.
Oh yeah. So a lot of people don't know, you also were part of Late Bloomer too, right? Yeah,
and actually, I want to tell you a funny story about Late Bloomer, okay? So I did, so when I first started my acting career, that's when season 1 of Late Bloomer was being filmed.
Wow.
So I was like super green, super fresh, and I had just signed on with a principal agent. Yeah. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but it's quite frowned upon by principal agents for their talent to do background work or extras, right? They don't want you to go on as extras, and the reason being that, let's say, I go on as a background actor for a particular series and I get really heavily featured as a janitor or a nurse, right? So now I'm established as that nurse in that series. Now for the next 10 seasons or whatever, I can never audition for any other role because I've already been seen as a janitor, you know? Wow. So your agent doesn't like that for obvious reasons, right? I did not know any of this. Like I'm like I said, I'm brand new to the industry and I didn't know this was a thing. My agent hadn't mentioned it. So I show up on Late Bloomer season 1. I think it was like the first episode.
It was the first episode. I just recently rewatched it too because I've been trying to get my girlfriend on it, but she never had a chance to watch it. So we're watching it, and then like in my mind, I'm like, is that Rafia? I feel like that was her, right? For that like quick second, but
everybody
like I didn't
has that moment. But the thing is, even though it's quick-ish, I'm pretty featured in it, right? Like I'm actually playing a character because I'm the mitai shop auntie. Yeah. That's who I am, and I'm like, so it's like and there's a whole like bit with me and the other characters in the kitchen, and I have like a little reaction, and the camera's kind of on me. So point being that I showed up on set, played this character that counts as a background character, right? Like it's an extra, like I'm not a speaking role, and I'm established now for the rest of my life on Late Bloomer as that character. But funny story, couple of weeks later, I get another like background gig for Late Bloomer through like it's a different agency that does background work, right? And so I'm like, okay, I'll show up. You know, I could use the extra cash. I show up on set, and somehow I end up going from like a regular background background regular extra to an SSE, which is a special skills extra.
Okay.
And all that means is like you're most likely going to be featured, but also you bring some extra skill to the table, right? In this case, they needed a bartender. I have no bartending skills, by the way. I've never done it in my life. Like, I don't know who thought that I had that skill, but somebody on the set was like, this girl can be our SSE for the bottle service, actually. Sorry, not bartender, bottle service girl. One of the bottle service girls. Yeah. So all of a sudden I'm in this position again where I'm being featured, and we show up like, okay, the framing, everything's set up, show up on set, we're about to roll, and Jasmeet and Sunny look at me and they're like, we know you. Where do we know you from? Yeah. And then Jasmeet goes, you're the mithai shop auntie. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what the are you doing here? Yeah. You're supposed to be the mithai shop auntie. And I'm like, I know I'm the mithai shop auntie, but like, I don't know how this happened. Like, I didn't think this was like, it wasn't me, I swear. Yeah. And then he's like, I'm like, okay, but we can like, so we start talking, it was hilarious. And we're like, we can come up with a backstory. Like, I mean, times are tough, dude. Like this economy, like mithai shop auntie's got to hold down the mithai shop during the day. And then she's got to, come moonlight as a bottle service girl at night. I mean, it's a very realistic backstory, So we laughed about it. We're like, yeah. And then we're like, maybe people will notice, maybe they won't. And Sunny's like, well, people watch closely, they'll notice. Yeah. So again, like I do get, even up until last night, actually, one of my friends texted me and she's like, oh, I was watching Late Bloomer and look who I see. And she sent me a screenshot of my bottle service scene. Yeah, yeah. Right? I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen that scene too. And I was
But you probably didn't recognize me because I look so different in the two scenes.
Yeah. So, but like the thing is, like when I recently obviously rewatched it, I was like, did she do two scenes but like different characters? Yeah. So, but I didn't want to say, I didn't want to assume that was like,
But everybody like that's what people tries to question. They're like, that's not possible. Like how? Like, yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? And that's not, I feel like the best way to remedy that is to revive my character. Bring back the mithai shop auntie. Yeah, guys, if you're watching and listening, bring back mithai shop auntie / bottle service girl. We'll come up with a character arc for her. We'll come up with something.
She's gonna run it back, guys. Run it back.
But after that, since then I've been getting like now, like thankfully my career has, acting career has been picked up some momentum. So it's been great. And I've been getting some great opportunities. And with my principal agent, every season when they start filming or they start casting for a new season for Late Bloomer, I get self-tape requests, like audition requests. And I keep like politely declining them because I'm like, there's no way like they're going to cast me after I've already played these two different characters by accident. And I'm sure whoever's watching whether it's a casting director or, Jasmeet himself, whoever is like going to look at it and be like, no, dude, we've already got you as like two different characters. Like you're not coming on as like this brand new character, right? Which is why more reason to just bring back mithai shop auntie.
Yeah, if you're going to come back, you're going to come back for those roles. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like, and explain those away, right? Yeah. But I did tell myself that for season 4, if I get another audition request, I'm gonna just take my chance. I'm gonna do it. I won't decline it this time. Just, hey, you never know. Like
I was gonna say, just see what happens at that point, right? Like, it's nice that they even still always like ask you, to send in your audition tape and stuff.
No, absolutely. And it's also roles I'd love to do. Like lately I've been like delving into more comedy. When I first started doing comedy, I was so nervous because I am not a funny person. Like I'm just not. Like it's so funny. Like at home, like my family makes so much fun of me because they're so witty themselves and very like quick on their feet and improv and all of that. And I not only did I not have improv background, I've worked on it now, but I just am not an innately funny person. Like I'm not a Sunny or a Just Ring, Like I'm just like not funny. So I was like, how can I do comedy? And then when I started doing it, dude, I love it. It's so fun. And just to be able to riff off of, obviously like your scene partner makes all the difference. So to be able to riff off of your, the person you're running the scene with and running lines with, oh my God, it's so much fun. And you come up with something hilarious and magical at the end of it. And it's...
So that's what I was going to actually ask you about that was, do you think that naturally happened and like came to you, or was it just because of who you're working with?
I think in the beginning it was definitely who I was working with.
Yeah.
Because I kind of because the first thing I ever did in comedy was strictly improv.
Yeah.
So it was like no script, nothing, and it was like I was playing a detective, and they were like, "Oh, so listen, we don't have a script or any lines, but you got this.
Yeah.
You got this." I was like, "Oh, okay." So once we started doing it, it was actually done. It was a YouTube series done with content creators.
Okay.
And like in the social media influencer world, and they were hilarious. Like they were just like the funniest dudes, and it was just so easy to just kind of, like I said, like just riff off of that and that energy, and it was hilarious. And since then I've done quite a bit of comedy. Nothing has yet been released, so keep a lookout.
Stay tuned. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm actually a series that it's so near and dear to my heart, and it sucks that we're doing this podcast at a time that I can't talk more about it.
Yeah.
Because in a couple months I will be able to talk more about it. So maybe we'll do another.
We'll have you back. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll come back. But it is a comedy, and it's meant to amplify South Asian voices and South Asian stories and Muslim stories.
Nice.
But with not so, it's meant to show our community in a more positive light.
Yeah.
But then not take ourselves so seriously at the same time, right?
For sure.
So yeah, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be lots of fun. I'm having we already filmed it.
Nice.
So we're just let's last a little bit of finishing touches, and hopefully this fall you'll get to see it, and it'll be fun. And like I said, like it was by the time I did this series, I felt really comfortable doing comedy.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me when you started acting and how you even got into it. Was it something that you always wanted to pursue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids who I hated school.
Yeah.
Freaking hated school, man. Like
nothing wrong with that, man.
And I was just like, I was always in, like, when it was drama class, I was in. Those are the days I never missed school.
Yep.
But any other day, I was always like complaining, I'm sick, I don't want to go to school today. So I was that kid, right?
Yeah.
But when I had like drama or dance or something on the schedule that day, I was like, I would never skip that day. So that, and then I somehow found myself in my late teens, early 20s. I found myself in a theater production completely by chance. And I had so much fun.
Yeah.
And I played like a supporting role. So it was a pretty, like a major character. And after that, I got approached by a couple other theater productions. They wanted to do a couple of other things with me. Yeah. And so I ended up doing I think it was like a total of maybe 3 plays. One of them was at the Mosaic Festival. And yeah, I just had a blast. And at that time, the actors that I was working with, they were like all in, because they were already, oh my God, they're already so talented. And you probably know Farid Yazdani's Fuad.
Sure. Yeah,
as
wow.
well, Fuad Ahmed. And so yeah, I started in theater with them.
Wow.
And at that time, they were like ready to, like just, like I said, go all in, moving to LA, the whole thing, right? The whole shebang. And I asked myself, because I was so inspired by them, I asked myself, do I want to do this? Like, is this something that I want to do? And I just feel like I lacked ambition. Yeah. I really did. I lacked ambition. I wanted it, but not badly enough. Okay, and I was also thinking, well, I kind of want to finish school, and, then I kind of want to settle down. I was seeing somebody at the time. And I was like, yeah, I kind of just want to get engaged, get married, and do that thing. I don't know if I can do the whole struggling actor hustle thing, and then I kind of just like let it go, right?
Sure.
And then fast forward, I had my kid. And from a very young age, she started showing interest in wanting to do something. She wanted to make YouTube videos. She wanted to act. She wanted to dance, whatever, right? And everyone's like, you got to get her in something. You got to get her in something. Like, she's got such charisma and she's just built for this. And I was like, sure. So I literally Googled one day, okay, like child talent agents in Toronto. And I came across a talent agent that's really credible and signed her up, and she was immediately getting gigs. She was super busy. She was like getting callbacks for like Netflix and like big productions, right? Disney, she got a couple callbacks, and like she was doing so good. She was doing a lot of commercials, and she loved being on set.
Yeah.
But through her, I also, as her chaperone, got exposed to the film and television industry, which I had no exposure to. Like, it was just theater I had done before, right? And just being on set with her a couple times, like and again, like I said, she was doing a lot of commercials, but even in the first couple times, I was like, I want to do this. Like, I could do this.
Yeah.
Let me try it out. And so just for the sake of testing the waters, that's why I started doing background first.
Got you.
And I was just to see if I like it. And then, like I said, like it eventually got that principal agent early on, and then ended up as a background actor on Late Bloomer. But that's a great segue actually as to how The Boys happened.
Yeah. So that was going to be my next question.
Yeah. So it happened. It's all in line with that. So I second time ever on set. So this is after obviously I decided I wanted to test the waters, right? Second time ever I'm on set, and it was a lot of extras on that set. So it was for Gen V. So they were filming season 1 of Gen V.
Yep.
Second time ever I've ever been on set. I'm a background actor among, I think it was upwards of 300 extras there, or background actors. And I was just having fun because I had just learned that Gen V was like a new spin-off for The Boys, and I was like a hardcore fan of The Boys, like already, right? So I was just fangirling based off of that. Little did I know that the casting director's team was there. So there were people there, I guess, and they were scouting.
Yeah.
And I guess they saw me. And there was a couple days a shoot on set, and then few weeks later, so I didn't even have a principal agent at this time. So a few weeks later, the agent that booked me that background acting gig reaches out to me by email and is like, forwards the email from casting to me. And okay, so these guys, this is a list of, and it was a short list of 9 people, potential candidates. And they were like, well, they saw you at this other filming day on Gen V, and they would really, they want to know if you're interested in playing this role. And they told me, like, Hyperion. I was like, oh, is that a superhero? Like, do I get to, are you seriously considering me to play a superhero on my favorite show ever, The Boys? Like, it was like, right away, I was like, this is unreal, but hell yes. Like, I'm not going to say no. Like, they're like, are you interested?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, hell yeah. So they asked me for a bunch of stuff, like photos and stuff. And I submitted it and never thought anything of it, by the way, because I'm like, what are the chances? Like, this is The Boys. Yeah. And they only saw me briefly on Gen V and on set that too. They haven't seen any of my acting skills. They don't know what I bring to the table. Yeah. It's strictly based off of my look. Like, what are the chances I'm going to get it? And then the other candidates too, like, there's some like really like, I felt far more qualified people on there because I knew a couple of the other people on the short list. I'm like, oh, this person definitely looks more like a superhero than I do, you know?
Oh, okay,
there were some guys on there because there was male characters too, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not in the same league as these people. Like, I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
A few weeks pass, and I get another email that I'm booked.
Yeah.
And mind you, like, and then again, I got booked through the background agent, and that's not how, mind you, things work normally for this stuff, right? Like things, you don't go through a background agent for actual roles, because what happens a lot of times people consider it because I just appear as a photo, there's on set as well, and being around those characters that you're a fan, right? But now you're in a different capacity on set, and now you got to be professional, right?
Yeah.
So I was professional. I was very, very professional, but there was times where, like, inside I was like,
like fangirling a little bit, you can't lie.
especially but it was like everyone was so wonderful. Honestly, some of the best crew I've ever worked with.
Nice, yeah.
Oh my God, everyone was so hilarious, so funny on set. Because I don't know if you know, I also doubled for Victoria Newman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
nice.
So I was on set quite a bit for her whenever we did stuff for her, like a lot of the VFX stuff. So I did the scene where she gets torn apart. Her death. Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I'm hoping everyone.
I'm pretty sure people probably did by now.
Point, but yeah, like when she gets like season 4. So I did some of the VFX stuff. So I had like the whole like green suit experience, which is really cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you all the media. So you can like
can edit that. Oh
Yeah.
my god! So I didn't know that you actually played that. That's so dope.
Yeah, so I did. So there was a scene. There's a couple of funny scenes with her where like she's in the car. It's just so much. So I was on set a lot. So like seeing those actors, the way, especially like Homelander.
Yeah.
Like he is just like so in character all the time. Like so the day that I was doing VFX for my photo double stuff that I was doing for Claudia, for Victoria Newman. He was also doing some stuff, VFX stuff. And I remember seeing him and I was like shitting myself because he was like Homelander.
Yeah.
It was like not seeing like the actor, not seeing like Anthony Starr. Like, I was not seeing Anthony Starr. I was seeing Homelander.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's what you call professional, you know?
Yeah.
Like he did not break character, right? So it was very intimidating.
Of course, yeah.
It was very intimidating, but he did give me a little smile and he was like, acknowledge that I'm doing my thing, and I was like, okay. But anyway, like it was a really fun experience. But when it happened though, in all honesty, like I did not think, like we went to set, I did my shoot, not the photo double stuff, but I'm talking about the stuff as the superhero, as the Hyperion. Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like a quick. It's going to be a photo. Like I already knew what the scene was going to be, right? So I'm like, it's going to be a quick photo, appear on screen for a few seconds, and then that's it. People are going to forget about it. I might even be just like a blur. And then people are going to forget about it, right? So I never thought anything of it. And then 2 years later, because these things take that long. Yeah. 2 years later, the season 4 of episode 1 comes out. I was in Vancouver. I was in Kelowna, in BC, and visiting my sister. And like, I wake up the next morning and my phone is blowing up. Yeah. Because I don't have much of a social media following. Like, and even now, but before I think I had like 800 followers or something like that, right? Okay, yeah. So my phone's blowing up because all these people are like following, adding. And then people are like DMing me. People are like tagging me and things.
Isn't that crazy how they're finding you? Like, just thinking like, all of a sudden,
like people are like Googling, like, and then all of a sudden, like there were immediately articles about fan theories about my character and stuff, and I hadn't even seen it, mind you, at this point, because like I said, it came out like the night before and I was sleeping, and then I wake up and then I'm on vacation, so I'm kind of like, I gotta take a minute, like let me just figure out what's going on. I was completely blindsided in a good way, and then people are sending me articles of like all these theories they have, and there were some like really fun theories out there that I was like, oh damn, if they do this,
it's crazy.
It would have been so cool if they did it. But that's okay, maybe another show, maybe another production. The ideas are out there in the universe now, right? It was really unreal. And then people started people started petitions. Recently, somebody sent me a petition that was circulating of like wanting to bring Hyperion back. Yeah. And then that's, I guess, a big reveal. I'm not in season 5, guys. I know a lot of comments. A lot of people are asking, but Hyperion is not in season 5. She didn't quite make it. We'll talk about that though a little bit. We'll circle back to that. But yeah, like it was like the petitions, like people constantly commenting, be like, we need to see more. Like I didn't think my character would end up having such an underground cult online following.
Even just like that small glimpse, people still wanted more from just that like little glimpse. Like, how does that make you feel, especially because, you know, when you're auditioning for a role, you're not knowing what you're really getting into, right? You're not sure what the feedback is, obviously what the turnout was. How do you feel as the person having those kind of feedback from the fans, or like growing a fan base now?
It's still unreal. Like even till now, like I just got invited to my first Comic-Con.
Oh, congrats. Yeah. I remember you were talking about that.
And it's just like, they were like, like, you know, people, you know, come because people want to see you. They want to take photos. They want your autograph. I'm like, my autograph? People want my autograph? Okay. And then like, because I'm just not like that. Like, right. You know, I feel like even if I was like the next big A-list celebrity, I could never be that person who'd be like, oh, I have fans. I'm a celebrity, guys. Like, you know?
For sure.
Like, it's just not that. It's just, so to me, even now, like when people talk about me, like I did another interview before this with, like I said, like a Marvel platform. And they're like, yeah, you're fans. And they want this, they want that. And I'm like, my fans Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's just a little unreal for me. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I freaking love it. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But it is very surreal. Especially because again, that character was just such a brief thing. It was so small, but it left people really wanting more. And even if it didn't end up becoming anything more, honestly, because of that one little glimpse for this show that's such a big deal, that opened up so many doors for me. Like it brought me so many other opportunities. It got me noticed by other casting directors, other productions, and I got to actually act.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because of that, even though I'm not doing any acting in that, right? I got to actually showcase my acting skills and be like, okay, like I'm actually an actress, guys. I'm not just a picture, a photo, like a quick clip of Homelander. I appeared
questionable sayings.
I appeared twice actually. There's one where Ashley calls me some really mean names.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was actually going to ask you about, because the saying, like, I'm not going to talk about the saying, but when you're reading that part of the script, right, and you hear that's going to be the line, like, what is your first initial thoughts? Like, oh, this is okay. Like,
I questioned my entire existence. I'm like, what the F am I doing this? And it's funny because I remember watching a Chase Crawford interview. He plays the Deep. And even Jensen Ackles recently said the same thing because playing Soldier Boy. And I felt the exact same thing. I could resonate with them.
Yeah.
Like I could really sympathize with that man when they're like, oh my God, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like what? Like it makes you question your entire life choices because, and of course they can definitely like if I can feel that way from that one line. Yeah. I'm sure they feel a lot of things because they've really been pushed and pushed.
Yeah,
like every season, the boys pushes those boundaries. Like when you think it's not gonna get any worse,
or like things you would never imagine, it just escalates to another level that I didn't think was possible.
Yeah, your imagination doesn't go there, but somebody's imagination is going there, obviously, because they're writing this stuff, right? And then we're watching it, right? But yeah, like it's so even that one line, I was like, oh, dude, do I really want to be referred to as this kind of a rag? You know?
Yeah.
You know? And then that's the only thing that they say about me. And even though I have like if fans have really like honed in and like they zoomed in, looked at all my superpowers, and when you look at that too, it's just so funny because they're clearly making fun of like Hyperion is an actual character in the comics,
yes,
but he's a dude and he's supposed to be more powerful than Homelander.
Yeah, and
so they're clearly like being the boys and everything. They make fun of all the superheroes, right? Yeah. So of course, why would they leave Hyperion, especially giving this character the same name, because there's very few superheroes, I believe, who have the same names as the comics. Yeah. And Hyperion being one of them. So it's very intentional. Everything they do in The Boys is intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
So they intentionally took this very like, you know, super duper powerful superhero and turn him into this like very feminine, sexualized, woman who has like the stupidest powers, by the way. Yeah. My power, I don't know if you've seen them. Have you looked at it?
I looked at a couple of them, yeah.
So yeah, like I have like one of my superpowers is divine femininity. I don't even know what that is. Yeah. But also like fireproof hair. Yeah. So apparently like if I get blown up, I'll burn to ashes, but your hair is still gonna be there. My hair is gonna be okay as long as my hair is good.
But
right?
that's the one thing what people I'm pretty sure they know when it comes to The Boys is they make fun of like what superhero films are nowadays, like even the whole cinematic universe, you know, when they show like the different phases and stuff on the show, they make fun of all of that. But I think it's good that they do those things because I think that it adds to what their show is originally. Yes. But it also just shows that like, look, all these things that Marvel have been doing for how many years now, and they've been getting away with it, we're going to touch on it because we know like there's a core fan base that doesn't like what they're doing right now, you know? So I think that's why The Boys is definitely needed.
I think so, but I also think then there's that because those are the hardcore comic book fans. Yeah. I can't say I'm in that category, but I'm in the category that what drew me to The Boys is the whole political side of it.
I think that's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, sure. And the fact that they like expose the world we live in today. Yeah. Like whether it's the corporate world, whether it's like politics, the way the world is run right now. they go there unapologetically, right?
Yeah.
And they like I said, they expose a lot of the corporate world. They expose the whole concept behind like these superheroes that are supposed to be these idealistic, people we entrust everything to.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, look at how corrupt they are and what they're doing behind the scenes, and like all the things that go into covering for them. The shit that they're pulling and everyone's covering for them, and then the majority of the public still like idolizes them and worships them, and so that's very much the world we live in right now.
Exactly.
Isn't it, right?
With all the celebrities and stuff too, like there's so much that we don't know that what's going on behind the scenes, but we're only seeing the one side of it, and that's what's presented. It's the save face. So I think, like you said, like the brilliant thing about The Boys is it is so connected to reality, and that sometimes it actually resonates to actually what's going on in the world. Like it's like predicted in a way, like with the writers.
Even the whole monetization of the wanting to inject babies with V, like that whole concept and like everything behind it, but also like how just money runs the world. It runs the world. It all comes back to like whether it's big pharma, whatever, right? Like it just really, so they really
tapped into
amplify that stuff, and that's what drew me to it.
Yeah,
and I like a bit of gore.
Yeah, of course.
I like gory stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do. I never thought I could stomach what The Boys has now become.
Yeah.
But on that note, I talked about this in my other interviews too, is I really sometimes wonder, okay, yes, Hyperion was not brought back.
Yeah.
But is it a good thing that she wasn't brought back? Because think about it, like she's already been established as this like very overly sexualized character. Like her like it says like she's supposed to be the VOT's sexiest superhero, first runner-up, second only to Homelander, right? They said stuff like that's all in the card, by the way, in that headshot, right?
Yeah.
So it says that, and then it says like I even like my appearances are like just like in like others like silly little reality show type stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it just looks like and then when Ashley made that comment too, right? So it seems to me that if Hyperion was brought back, she was either going to do some really disgusting shit, or she was going to get killed off in the most disgusting gruesome, like you cannot imagine.
Yeah.
And coming back to what I was saying about what Chase said and Jensen said recently, with like the shit that Eric Kripke will make you do. Yeah. Right? I'm just like, I would be in that position where I'd be like, oh my God, I'm questioning my entire life choices. Is like what I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I would still do it. Yeah. But I'm just wondering like how like I would love to see actually people who watch this podcast, people who watch my other interviews. I'd love to see in the comment section some theories. I'm gonna regret saying this because now I feel like I'm gonna get some really disgusting comments and DMs. But I'm curious though. Yeah. Like my curiosity definitely like is sparked because I would love to know if she was, because Gen V is now canceled, we know. Yeah. So if she was brought back in the Gen V spinoff, of if she was brought back. Vought Rising is still filming currently, has not released. Yeah, I'm just curious, guys. Let me know.
Yeah, I definitely think they definitely will, because the one thing I think that's so cool is obviously that your fan base is obviously growing and you're getting a lot more replies and stuff. Has there been any fan theories or replies that you've gotten that's kind of like, oh wow, this is crazy? Like, I can't believe you would think of this.
Yeah. So first of all, not everything has been positive. Let's just like scale back for a second. And I have some really hilarious like comments I've seen, screenshots people have sent me. Somebody's like, oh, I bet she has a Votley fans. I thought that was hilarious. Like an OnlyFans.
Oh, Votley. Okay, I was like trying to figure out like, wait. Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. So
that
clever.
Was good one. That was good one.
Very clever. Yeah, Votley fans. And then somebody's like, is that a man? That looks like a man. I thought that was pretty funny too. It was hilarious. And then people people would say all sorts of different things. So yeah, there's a lot of, not everything was positive, but that's okay. I enjoy all of those comments too. Yeah. But I think the theory that I loved the most was the one where it was an article. I think it's probably the most circulated one. Yeah. So it's very easy to find if you guys want to read it. It was just a theory that Hyperion could possibly, and this was when season 4 came out, right? So now season 5 is out, we know what happens. But when season 4 came out, the theory was that Hyperion, because it's actually an actual actual character in the comic who's supposed to be more powerful than Homelander, who can potentially take down Homelander. So they're just setting it up so that the final face-off might actually be Hyperion, and as Hyperion, like, played by me, not played by a dude, right? Like, played by me, the boys' version of Hyperion taking down Homelander. And I was like, dude, that would be so sick if that's how Homelander meets his end. Could you imagine? And then more recently, somebody said to me, is that, maybe that whole thing about Hyperion's superpowers being so ridiculously, like, dumbed down is maybe for that reason, because they want to catch Homelander off guard, right? Because Homelander doesn't take her seriously. Exactly. Like he's like, this bitch, he wasn't even he wasn't even paying attention properly. Not even. He's like, whatever. Except for the one. But anyway, so it's. I just thought of something. I will come back to it, but no, he doesn't take her seriously. And all of a sudden, he's completely blindsided by her, and she comes, and she's the one who takes him down at the end, and that's how he meets his end. And I thought that would have been such an awesome twist. If anyone wants to do another spin-off or like a reel even, or a parody, or create some content around that, I'm so down, guys. By the way, I'm all about that. Speaking of content creation, actually, it's just, if anybody wants to do any fun parody stuff, because there's so much funny shit with Hyperion. You could take it so much. You could take it the serious, like that theory that I just shared with you that people had. You could take it that route and film something, whether it's like a web series or something like that, with a similar character, if we don't want to use Hyperion's name, but also we could just do like so many fun skits, and even like vertical shorts and character, like stuff like that. I'm so all down for that. If anybody wants to collab, I'm here. But actually, with about the whole content creation thing, like recently, like I found, yes, I got a lot of exposure through this Hyperion thing. But I found that, and I think a lot of actors are agreeing, like, nowadays it's become almost a necessity to have that social media presence. So yes, exposure from Hyperion was great, but you plateau at some, like, especially with me, I plateaued because, there's only, I'm in a picture. There's only so far that's going to take me. It's still, don't get me wrong. Like, once season 5 was starting to get promoted, my social media once again spiked. My IMDb, my IMDb spiked because people are all of a sudden like looking me up, and again, all of that, right? But it's just like, yes, I'm doing other work. It's taking time to release and come out. Like, a lot of my stuff that I've worked on is in post-production, right? Yes. And that stuff can take a while. So I'm like, how do I, in the interim, I'm auditioning for things like that. But it seems like social media has become a big thing too, because I'm like, maybe there's other ways to get exposure. And so a lot of actors I spoke to, they're like, listen, you got to have that social media presence. It's so important. And I noticed that too, because when you're auditioning for a lot of these productions, the casting director is asking you for your demo reel. They may or may not care for your resume, but demo reel for sure. Obviously your audition tape, and they're also asking for your Instagram handle. Yes. So they're looking obviously at your Instagram, and yes, they're looking at your work. So it's important to have your work there. Yes, they're looking at your personality. But one of the things, unfortunately, is also being looked at now is your following. Your audience, your fan base, right? If you have a larger following, I'm not saying it's a selling point every single time. It's not, but a lot of times when they get down to that nitty gritty short list, and they're looking at all the little things, and they're narrowing down, who is the best fit for this role? And again, I'm not saying it happens all the time. Please don't come at me, guys. But it does happen, where it's like, it may come down to, if this person has 2 million followers, even if a small percentage of those followers comes to watch this movie in the theater or whatever, or comes to watch this show on Netflix or whatever, just because of this person already having an established following, and that following comes, we bring those eyeballs to the theater or whatever it may be, then that alone is an incentive for them to cast you.
Yeah, because at least it knows that you're able to draw a crowd at least.
Yeah. And again, a lot of people I've talked to so many people about this, because I've been kind of like in research mode a little bit, and a lot of people say, no, that following doesn't necessarily transfer over. It won't always transfer over. And I guess it depends on the project.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you have a certain social media persona, and then you take it to the big screen, and all of a sudden you're doing something totally different, then I can understand maybe that may not translate. But if you're kind of okay to be typecast, at least for that first film or two, and just play whatever your social media persona is, play that on screen. I mean, I can see it being a thing, right?
Yeah.
So on that note, more recently, I really started creating. I'm experimenting.
Yes.
So I still don't have much of a following, but I'm experimenting with my content and just doing funny little things that make me laugh. That I have fun with. That doesn't feel like work to me, because acting to me is not work, right? Acting to me feels like I enjoy it so much, is my passion. So I don't want to do something that feels like, oh my God, like I've always had a love-hate relationship with social media anyway. I've been that person who deactivates my account for like months at a time. I took in 2018, I took like 2 years off of social media just because I just wanted to detox and just work on myself and things like that. So I loved having that freedom. I no longer have that freedom doing what I do, because now again, like I have to have that social media presence, but also people often try to contact you on even casting directors sometimes, or whoever, opportunities often come through your DMs, right? Like they'll come in your DMs a lot of times. So I can't really take that break. Like even like I'm a practicing Muslim. So during Ramadan, I would like be completely off and things like that. So I no longer have that freedom for the last couple of years. So I've always had that thing with social media. So I'm trying to do things that, like I said, that I can have fun with, silly content, whatever. If you ever go on my page, it's a whole lot of bullshit. But I'm finding through those reels and that, like, my engagement has gone up, my following is increasing, but through that, I all of a sudden have this exposure to this entire network of filmmakers and casting directors and other actors and agents and things like that I wouldn't have otherwise connected with. So I just connected with them because, again, like I don't know, I was just engaging with some, not even their content, like somebody's content. Maybe I liked something or I commented on something. So it's not even about my own content that I'm posting, right? It's oftentimes just about like where I'm commenting and what I'm reposting and who I'm interacting with, and they're seeing it, and so I've had like some like good opportunities come that way. So yeah, content creation has become such a thing for actors. Not everyone, like I said, not everyone will agree, but a lot of actors that I know are now doing the vertical series and and stuff like that, because it keeps you in front of the camera, so you're constantly training that muscle, right? You're constantly like working on those skills, so you're in front of the camera even if you're in between projects and you're auditioning for things. So there's that. It also is stuff to display your acting skills, right? So you can show what you can do on camera, but also just that exposure. Like, it's been crazy, like just through content creation, the network that you can build. So
talk to me about how, obviously, with the content creation now, right? So that's something that you're trying out to explore with. Is that something that you're enjoying now when it comes to seeing what people like and stuff? Do you think that's something that you're going to continue to do, or do you think it's just something just to help promote for now?
You know what? Okay, so you might have to ask me again in a couple months. Because right now I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun. Like I said, because there's no pressure, right? Like, I'm not a content creator. I cannot call myself a content creator. I cannot call myself a social media influencer. I'm just doing it as a side thing for fun. And through that, like I said, I'm just posting silly little things. But through that, I have, like I said, I've had opportunities which are also fun. So, like I said, I've been cast for stuff that ended up, the initial conversation happened through exposure through my content, right? And then the conversation happened, and then it led to an audition, and led to this, and led to that, and eventually I was cast, and I'm really excited to do these projects again, coming up very soon, guys. I know a lot of people keep asking me like what's next? Where do we see your work? Where do we see? And I keep telling them it's coming, it's in the pipeline, it's coming. I promise, and I promise I'm not just saying that. It's not bullshit. It is coming, but it's like a lot of people message me like, where do we see your work? And it's like it's all coming. But anyway, so I'm getting to do a lot of other fun stuff. Like for example, I'm like repping, I'm repping this jewelry brand, Tyrona. They reached out to me, brand new local business. Yeah. And I love supporting local business as it is, right? So it wasn't even a thing that they want to collab with me or anything like that, but I love it. But also their stuff is really like very good quality, like I don't know if you can see this, but just I didn't do my nails, guys, so don't look too hard. But like the necklace, like the even this, like it's nice. Yeah, it's nice, eh? Yeah. Like very nice. Oh my god, this stuff is so nice. You guys have to check it out. Yeah, I'm not just saying that because I'm collabing with them.
Send me the stuff and I'll put it in the description as well. So let's check it out.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Definitely check them out. They're great quality stuff, and so again, like things like that. And that's not the only brand that's reached out to me. A few others have, and because I'm not actually a content creator, I'm transparent about it. Like I'm like, okay, are you sure you guys want my platform for this? And I'm humbled that they do, right? Yeah, like I'm really like, nice. It's very nice. I'm like, this whole ride has been so humbling, right? From everything we talked about that happened on The Boys to like people wanting my autograph on Comic-Con, to people, the kind of things that they say in my comment section. Yeah. Like it's so humbling, right?
So that's actually what I was going to ask you too, was obviously like when you first started, right? It was a lot slower. You weren't getting that much traction, and then it slowly built up, and then it just kind of happened suddenly, right? So talk me through the process of how you feel when you're getting these kind of messages. Does it ever get like overwhelming with the kind of feedback that you're getting now from people, and then the people that are reaching out?
Honestly, I'm just forever humbled. I don't think I get overwhelmed that easily. I think that's part of it. I find it very humbling that people are taking the time, first of all, to like, I'll have sometimes paragraphs, whether it's in my comment section or in my DMs or whatever, like paragraphs are just like the kindest words of support and encouragement. Recently, I started connecting with a lot of UK-based filmmakers and actors. I don't even know how that happened. I guess it did. I don't know. Maybe because I was engaging with a lot of Bait related, because Bait just came out, Riz Ahmed's show, right? Maybe I was engaging with a lot of that content, and all of a sudden, like, I just got an influx of people like UK based, and I had like the industry folks there are so supportive. Yeah. Like I had the sweetest, like I have like voice notes. Oh my God, I'm going to save them forever. Voice notes from other actors, right, in the industry who are just like so supportive and encouraging. And so I'm just humbled. Like people are taking the time to actually message me or comment or just send me voice notes or whatever it may be. Like it's just very humbling that they're willing to support me that way. I don't think I wouldn't say overwhelmed at all. I'd just say humbled and just really, really, really grateful. I didn't think I would be here in such a short amount of time. I haven't been doing this very long. I don't know if you know. So in a very short while, like alhamdulillah, I'm just grateful.
No, I'm so excited for you, and like I'm so grateful that you took this opportunity to be here and join us today and talk about this, because like even when I reached out to you first, like I wasn't sure if I was gonna get a response, because I'll tell you how I found out about you. So just going through the Explore page, and most of like my For You page was like The Boys at the time, right? Because I'm getting hyped for the next new season and stuff. And I think one of your clips came up, or like one of your posts came up, and then I'm like, let me just reach out and see if she'd be interested. And then as we were talking, you were so kind, you were so friendly, and you gave the approach where like you were really interested, and that kind of welcoming made me feel more easier to have these kind of conversations with you. And then we find out that like obviously we're in the same city and stuff, which made it even better. And then Small World, Sunny, like all those little things just kept aligning where I'm like, this is like meant to be, to actually have you on the show. And I'm so grateful that you came on the show today and talked about this stuff.
Thank you so much. No, I'm so grateful that you messaged me, DM'd me. And I'm so grateful it didn't get missed because, like I said, at the same time, I was getting a lot of messages.
That's what I figured.
And it was also podcasts and interviews.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a lot. And then I have to be strategic about it. And I said, I think I posted something about it too. I just have to be strategic because I'd love to do it all, but I can't do it all.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
So yeah, no, but like I said, I think what really brought you and I together was Sunny.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Sunny.
Shout out to Sunny, man. And I think it's so cool to like find those kind of like connections in a way, you know, obviously because I interviewed Sunny last year. And that was like one of my first big interviews that I did with the Late Bloomer series, and I've been a big fan of the show. And then find out that you were actually on the show, and when I watched it back, and I'm like, oh my god, she was on the show. And then it's just so cool how like things kind of just cross paths in a way, you know. So I have a couple more questions, and then we'll get out of here. So when it comes to your character on The Boys, right? And you obviously got to meet the cast and stuff. Tell me about the process of how you felt like on your first day of set to work with all these actors, and how was it like to meet them?
Oh, well, I mean, I described Homelander to you.
Yeah, it's still my favorite.
I remember a lot of the stuff I did was in studio with them.
Yeah.
A lot of because I did the shoot for Hyperion, and which was all like, you know, in the studio. And I did a lot of photo double work for Claudia, for Victoria Newman. So a lot of it was in studio. So whenever I was in studio and it was aligned with their filming, it was a lot of times it was like VFX and all that, right? But it was interesting seeing, for example, the Deep.
Yeah. Chase.
Sitting in the back. I guess it's a holding area.
Yeah.
But it was like a lunchroom.
Yeah.
It's like a lunchroom anyway, like a green room. You can call it a green room. But it felt like it was so tiny that it felt like a office lunchroom. So that's why I say lunchroom, but it was you know. Anyway, so yeah, just seeing him and other cast members in their full costumes as their characters, sitting there totally being normal, having normal conversations about their day.
Yeah.
It's just
it felt so weird though, probably.
But I love it. But I just love how down to earth and humble every single person was.
That's great. And this was filmed in Toronto, right? Most of it, or was elsewhere too?
I remember like my trailer was right beside Jack Quaid.
Oh, okay, nice.
So Huey,
yeah.
And I remember coming in and out. I would see him, and he would, every single time he would see me, if he was coming out of his trailer, he was always like, "Hey, how's it going? How's your day?" He has no idea who I am
but
or
that's
what
just
I'm
who
playing.
His personality
but that's just how he is.
Yeah,
so sweet. I loved him. He was probably one of my favorite people cast-wise to run into. Yeah, who else? What else? I'm trying to think. Like there was just so many little interactions.
You have a picture with A-Train.
A-Train, how could I forget?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how could I forget? Oh my God, Jesse T. Usher. No, you know what? I scratched that. I love Huey. I love Jack.
Yeah.
But Jesse.
He
is the man. He's the dude. Okay, so that's a fun story too, actually. So the Hyperion thing had not yet happened.
Yeah.
So I did not know. Sorry, no, it had happened. I apologize. I was doing photo double for Claudia.
Yes.
And he was on set that day as well. And we were leaving home, and we ended up catching the same ride or the same shuttle. It was just him and I to our parking spot.
Yes.
From set. So I didn't know. So at that point, I didn't know that we don't know what the final cut is going to be. So I knew what the scene was that I had filmed for Hyperion, but I didn't know the cut was going to be the way they were going to show it at the for the final product, right?
Yep.
So anyway, we're sitting in the car, and I just had the most amazing conversation with him. He was so he gave me so much great advice. Like I told him I'm because even the Boys thing happened very early on for me, right?
Yes.
So he's giving me lots of advice about just keep at it, persistence, all those things. And then I said to him, I'm like, you know what? You never know, one day maybe we'll share the screen together. He's like, not maybe. He's like, I'm 100% sure we are sharing the screen together very, very soon. And I don't think he knew about it either. He wasn't trying to insinuate anything. In terms of the Boys, he was talking about future projects, clearly, right? And then when this came out, the season 4 came out, I don't know if you noticed, but that if you do a screenshot, it's Hyperion and it's A-Train
A-Train's
are in the same shot. He's in the same frame, right?
Yep.
And so it's weird. It's a weird way. We ended up sharing the screen sooner than later, not in the way I thought or he thought or he said.
Yeah.
But it just kind of happened. So for me, it feels like part of the plan that the universe is hinting at something, maybe.
Yeah, in the future.
You know, you never know.
Like,
but
this is kind of like the stepping stone in a way for it.
Yeah, definitely. You never know. Like, I feel like it's almost like foreshadowing or something. Something's happening.
Yeah.
Like, I feel it in my bones. Something's happening. I'm not saying it's happening necessarily with Jesse, but like, it's just something's in the air. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm so, like, this year has been, I don't know, man. But I'm feeling it. Something's happening. Like I said, keep an eye out for things that hopefully you will get to see more of my work soon. But going back to Jesse, yes, we had so much fun. And then we took a selfie. We did a car selfie, and then we did a selfie outside. Yeah. So he was not a selfie, it's our photo. He was so nice. I'm very hesitant. I never ask for photos on set because I always feel like, now I do, because now I'm like, I'm one of the cast. Okay?
Yeah, I think I earned it now. I could probably just do that now.
Yeah, I'm cast. Like, it's not unprofessional for me to do a photo as long as I don't post it before the season's out, right?
Yeah.
But when early on, because this was so early on, I was very hesitant all the time because I didn't want to be unprofessional.
Yeah.
So I would never ask for photos.
No, understandably though, because it's like you're kind of like the new kid on the block too. You know, you don't want to step on anyone's toes who's been doing this for a while and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's why the only photo I have from any of the cast members is A-Train. That's the only one I have because it's the only one, because we had such a long, like, we had a nice drive, we had like a long conversation, and we got to hang out properly.
It was organic.
I felt a little bit more comfortable. I'm like, can we take a selfie? And he was like, yeah, sure. But I never used to. I never ever used to. So that's why that's the only photo I have, even though I did interact with a lot of the cast. But I never asked for a photo. Now that I'm like I said, like, I'm more established now and I'm confident, I'm like, I'm one of the cast too. Yeah. I don't do background anymore. I don't. So I'm always, if I'm on one of these sets, I'm always on as cast.
Sick,
so it's a different vibe, right?
Yeah.
So now I make it a point. I'm like, listen, like, I got to take a photo, dude. Like, we're going to post this on social media when we have the green light to do so, right? But yeah. I'm glad you mentioned him. I almost forgot Jesse.
I just realized because I'm thinking about the whole cast and stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, I swear they have a picture together. So and that was the one thing we talked about too, was I was like, yo, if you have that picture, like, you know, it'd be dope to see that one.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he seems so cool.
I still here and there, like, we do interact here and there on social media, and he's always so sweet. Yeah, he's so sweet. I really like him. He's my favorite. Yeah. Jack is too. They're all great though, right? They all have their own, yeah. Like, I'm forever Jensen Ackles fangirl.
I know you are. Yeah.
Like, I'm like we talked about this. I'm the OG. So your mom probably from Days of Our Lives, right? Like,
Days of Our Lives, and then she used to watch Supernatural too. And I know that you were a big fan of the show, right?
Dude, don't even get me started. We have to do a separate episode about
just about that. Yeah,
we're gonna have to do a separate one that's just about Supernatural. I'm gonna be doing some of that stuff too later. It's coming.
Okay.
Content loading.
That's dope.
But so for me, like, that's how I, like, right away became a fan of The Boys. Yeah. Because again, Eric Kripke doing something again, and then the fact that he slowly brought back the entire freaking cast.
Yeah.
Like, talk dope, about, man. Like, strategic.
So cool.
You know, like, the fact that, like, he already has such a huge fan following, but, you know, anyone who might have, like, lingered behind from Supernatural fandom, let's not leave them behind, you know?
But that's the one thing that I loved and I think I appreciated, was he had a way of, like, kind of like sliding them in as if they were like puzzle pieces, but like it was just perfect.
Oh, it worked.
Like,
none of it felt forced. It was all intentional.
Character was so good. Like, it's
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yep.
The way he implemented him in there. Like, all the characters. I actually have not seen season 5 yet.
No, I'm not gonna talk about it yet.
Because we can't talk about it, but like, because like I'm still trying to catch up on Gen V.
Sorry, you're good. And you know what? It's probably better though, because it kind of sucks right now the way it is, because it's like I understand like why though, because it's like you're trying to milk it. You know what I mean? Like, you want every episode for people, because they'll just binge it, right?
Yeah. I like to let it accumulate, but also the fact that like I know Jared Padalecki's in it. I know Misha Collins is in it. I know all these guys from Supernatural are in it, and I can't comment on their roles because I have no idea.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd love to. Like I said, we need to do another episode.
Oh, we definitely will. Like, I always tell like my guests after too, like if they ever want to come back on the show and stuff, like I'm more than welcome to have them them back on it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes it's kind of like the establishing episode where people can know who this person is that's on the show, and then after that they're like, oh yeah, this person from that show, like or like from that, you know, from that episode. So now we can just talk about like whatever else is going on. So
yeah, but you know what I just thought of? I'm like, okay, we haven't watched season 5 yet, and imagine like there is, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not in season 5, but imagine like, because there's like that, because like I said, even in season 4, Hyperion appears twice, right?
Yes.
So one is in that boardroom, and the second time is like Homelander is collecting his pubes.
Oh my god, I remember that.
His gray, his gray ass hair in that little jar, and I'm on that screen as well.
Oh my gosh.
So imagine there's some weird quick little insert like that. I don't know, man. We wouldn't know. We have to watch season 5. But I feel like if it was in there by now, somebody would have spammed me with screenshots of it or something. Okay,
so that was actually what I was going to ask you now, because obviously season 5 is coming out. Already had a couple episodes. Are you getting messages from people in regards to season 5 that might possibly like spoil some information to you or like their theories?
Yeah, just one thing. But it had nothing to do with my character. But like, I don't want to. Can I say it to you? Because I know you haven't seen it.
Yeah, you can tell me.
So I think
I don't want to say anything.
I don't know, but anyway, we're gonna find out. We're so behind everybody on watching, so we need to. But I like to let it accumulate.
And the good thing is, like, the next time that I'll have you on the show, we'll definitely get into season 5, and we can kind of like debrief because the whole show. Because I think like one of my biggest fears, and I think their fear was too, was Stranger Things. Like that show, like they had like an okay finale. It kind of felt a little bit safe, but from what the reports and like even the interviews I've seen with the directors and stuff, like they said like it's the boys, like nobody is safe when it comes to this show. So I think that's what kind of has me excited, but obviously kind of trying to prepare because it might be uncomfortable.
It'll be very, I think they're going to take it there where our imaginations cannot even imagine going, you know, which is why, again, I say like, I don't even know what they would do with Hyperion if they brought her back. So
I guess I just have to see. Okay, so we have 2 more questions and we'll get out of here, okay? So one of the questions I had was, if you had a real life superhero power, what would it be?
Oh, I've thought about this before, and now it's escaping me. But I think I would like to be able to teleport.
Teleport? Okay.
I think that's the coolest thing ever. Yeah. Like, can you imagine? Yeah, this was the one. It's come back to me. Can you imagine being able to, in like a split second, be anywhere in the world?
Yeah.
Imagine, like, first of all, saving on all those flight tickets.
Yeah. Never have to worry about like the stress of like traveling long time.
Like if I want to like pick up and go to Italy today, I can do that. I want to be in Istanbul. I can be there. Like, you know, I can just think it and I'm there. No commuting to work. Yeah. No commuting to anywhere.
Never have to be late.
Yeah. Like that would be the coolest thing. Yeah. Teleportation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And give me, let's just say your top 3 superheroes. If you have a 3.
Okay. I love the Hulk.
Yeah.
For many, many reasons. Number one being I love, and I know you're supposed to separate the character from the actor, but I love Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. I think he's just a gem of a human being.
So kind too. Like even like his personality, and I feel like even his character, like it still resembles how he is off screen too in his character.
Absolutely. And just the work he's doing out there too, right? For the world that we're in. So I love him. So, but that's not the only reason. I love the Hulk because I feel like it's one of the more relatable superheroes in the sense that we all have that
in us. Yeah.
That you know, that urge to Hulk out. Like we've all done it. Yeah, like I don't care if you're not an angry person. You've done it to some extent where you've just kind of been like, just lost your shit, you know? Yeah. So I feel like it's so relatable. Although like he's always like a little on edge, right? But like I think it's I love his character. He's hilarious, so funny. Of my career that I'm at right now, which is why the series that I was saying that's coming out very soon. That's exactly what it is. It's just taking control of telling our own stories. And even though this Ms. Marvel is not necessarily that, but it was still so beautifully done, right? Like they did a lot of justice to showing the culture, showing the family dynamic of this immigrant, young, first gen, and this immigrant family and this young girl and how she's navigating, this like really cool thing that just happened to her, right? And then how her family's reacting to it. And I just thought it was so well done. They had such amazing both Pakistani industry and Bollywood industry actors in there, which was really cool to see. But coming back to the superhero herself, because I think the representation, and I feel like I vibe with that. And I even told, it resonates. And I told, I met Iman Vellani a couple years ago.
Oh, nice.
And I told her, and she was so sweet about it too. And I told her, I'm like, listen, I'm manifesting this. And she's like, let's do it. I'm going to help you manifest this, girl. Let's do this. And she was like, I'm going to play your auntie. If they ever bring back the series, they're bringing her back in other, obviously, like she's in other parts of the franchise. But if the series or even anywhere in the franchise, like I either want to play your auntie or I want to play another version of you in somewhere in the multiverse. Yeah, that's what I said to her, and I was like, and when I said to her, like her eyes just lit up. She's the sweetest, by the way. Yeah, and she's like, okay, let's put it out into the universe. We're gonna make it happen. Let's manifest. And I'm like, let's manifest. Nice. So So Ms. Marvel for sure for that reason, for that representation thing. If I had to pick a third, I don't know if I have a third. Yeah. Hyperion.
I just put Hyperion in there.
just put her out there just because I'm biased.
Oh, that's so dope. And the last question that I have for you is, obviously we were talking about like representing for your culture and stuff. How much does that mean to you, and how impactful is that for you to be able to resonate that and bring that to life on screen?
Dude, you're like strumming at the strings of my heart right now. Like it's everything to me. It's everything to me right now. I think as part of my growth, when I first started doing this, I started doing this because I was like, oh my God, I want to follow my dreams. I want to be an actor. I want to be able to show the world what I can do and play different characters because it's fun. But as I'm growing as an artist, as an actor, I'm realizing that I have a responsibility as an artist. And if I'm starting to get all this exposure and I'm given this platform, even though it's not a very big one at this point, I feel like I'm meant to do something with it. And I feel like I do believe, like I'm very much, like I said, I believe in a higher power. I believe in a higher purpose. And I feel like we're all put in the positions that we're put in. There's a reason behind it. Yep. And I feel like my responsibility right now, like the reason why God has given me these opportunities and continues to make these things happen for me right now is because he knows that I know that there's a higher purpose. Yep. And he's setting me up for it. And I just want to give into that higher purpose and that cause. And my goal is to, represent our community and our people, especially with everything going on in the world right now, in a way that they deserve to be portrayed, and the way that the world deserves to see them, the way we actually are, and not the way that the media has portrayed us for such a very long time. Yeah, the narrative is starting to shift a little bit, but then something happens. And then some world event happens, and we're back to square one. So we're constantly pushing against that. It's a fight always. It's always a fight, and I feel like there's so many stereotypes. We're always seen one way, and we're not just one way. Yeah. It's very nuanced. Me being a Muslim, again, like I'm not your stereotypical Muslim, like what people envision a Muslim should look like.
No worries, same ways. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. You're Muslim as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So you get it, right? Yeah. But meanwhile, I'm a practicing Muslim, right? Like I pray 5 times. I fast. I go for pilgrimage. I do all of those things. But it's like when you look at me and you realize that I am part of that community, you don't think I do all of those other things, right? Yeah. So anyway, so the point is like just to like kind of show the nuances, kind of show how beautiful our cultures are, our people are, how much we contribute to society and things like that. I think all those things are important. But like going back to what I was saying before is taking charge of telling those stories ourselves so that we are able to do justice to those stories, right? Yes. We're able to tell them in the most authentic way. as opposed to relying on other people telling the stories, because then it loses that authenticity. Even if they have the best of intentions.
Yeah.
Right? Their intentions may be there. But again, to bring that authenticity to it, I think we need to do it ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, well said. I think that was amazing how you said it. Thank you so much again for taking the time to do this, to speak on your character and what you have coming in the future. So just let everyone know where they can find you on social media and what you have coming. And
yeah, absolutely. So social media, the Rafia Iqbal. That's both my Instagram and my TikTok. I have got my IMDb link there. I'm working on starting a website soon. So maybe by the next time we meet, I'll have something like that. But yeah, just find me for now, just find me on Instagram. Like, I'm the most active there. I'm a ghost on Facebook. So if you're going to try to find me on Facebook, you're going to see like a post from 5 years ago, maybe.
So Instagram's probably your best luck.
Instagram's the best. If you want to connect with me, if you have comments, concerns, you want to troll me. I get plenty of trolls too, by the way. We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah.
Because we ended up with that like whole like thing about stereotypical Muslims and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, so we'll get into that. But like, yeah, you want to troll me, you want to comment, you want to collab on something, find me on Instagram, slide into my DMs. I'll most likely see it.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm so appreciative for this opportunity, and I can't wait to see what we got in the future. You can catch her live at The Boys on Amazon Prime. Stream that stuff now, man. Support, okay? Thanks, guys.
Thanks.